It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Howdy, little lady.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
Oh, yes.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Looking for some bargains?
The aim? To make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
Yes.
It is my lucky day.
And valiant losers.
I actually can't believe that.
Annoying.
Will it be the high road to glory?
Yo, or the slow road to disaster?
This is Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. Welcome to West Sussex, officially the UK's sunniest county. And just up ahead, we have a couple of our most cheerful antiques experts.
It's the very start of our road trip together.
I know. I think it's going to be a good one, isn't it?
Upbeat enough? Mind you, on day one, everything is set fair, even for the not-so-relentlessly optimistic.
I really like shopping together.
Do you?
I do mess around a bit, though.
I'll put up with that, that's all right.
Sounds like wingwoman Hetty Jago and in the driving seat Tim Medhurst are going to have as much fun just being together as they are actually acquiring antiques.
Are you into old cars?
Yeah, I appreciate the beauty of a vintage car.
Well, in that case, this splendid Jaguar XK120 replica will be right up your street.
It's quite pokey, isn't it?
Pokey? What does that mean?
Hetty from Nottingham is an auctioneer,
All done and finished then at £20.
as well as a dealer and a jewellery doyen. While Dorset's own Tim, great name, is also a dealer, not to mention a lover of coins and history full stop.
Wearing Georgian clothes, in my mind, is quite exciting.
See what I mean? Our pair set forth with a wad of £200 each, with the aim of gaining the most victories from the 5 trips they'll make to the sale room.
The seats are nice,
I
aren't
feel
they?
well cupped.
It's well cupped and pokey.
That's if we can get them out of the car, at least. After starting out down south, on the South Downs, they will sidle their way through several home counties before turning in a westerly direction to eventually reach Journey's End in Devon.
I'd like to give you a bit of a run for your money.
Hurrah! Shopping in Sussex will this time take them all the way to Worthing, but first they're let loose in Lewes. Beautifully situated in a gap in the aforementioned downs beside the River Ouse.
Oh, it's such miserable weather, isn't it?
No, I'm not enjoying this.
I love this antique shop, though. Oh, look at that teapot and sugar
It's
bowl.
very
Nice,
lovely,
isn't it?
but it's very wet, so I'm going inside.
No, but look.
Quite right. And the Emporium Antiques Centre is definitely best enjoyed from within. Over 30 years trading with Michelle in charge. £200 each, remember?
Michelle, how are you?
Good,
You
thank
okay?
you. Yeah.
Good. As we were coming in your wonderful window display, I spotted a teapot and sugar bowl.
Okay.
Can I have a little look?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Here it is.
Lovely, thank you very much. These are smart, aren't they? They're a little worse for wear, but
Yeah.
aren't we all after 100-odd years?
Yes, dear.
They've got these lovely little Ruskin
Yeah, it's a nice
roundels in
colour
them.
too.
I can see on the bottom here as well, Connell of Cheapside. Made of pewter, though, which is nice. It's quite interesting, isn't it, how pewter used to be like the sort of poor man's silver in the 18th
yeah.
century, and then by the time you got to the late 19th, early 20th century, it became really fashionable and would have sat in top London high street shops like Liberty.
£78 for this one.
Well, Michelle, now I like them even more.
Oh, good.
So, do you think you could hang on to them while I have a look round?
Of course.
I think he may be back. How about Hetty?
I don't actually know how to use one of these. I know that sounds so bad. I remember my grandma used to have one in her house and I'd just sort of play with it, but I wasn't actually sure how it worked.
It's not hard.
Hello?
Well, there's no chance of a pocket dial, at least. Keep looking. Something's sure to turn up in this shop.
Oh, look at this Art Deco goodness. I think he might be a mouse. He looks to be silver-plated. I can see a little bit of base metal coming through, but he's so Art Deco.
More like a rat, really.
We know it's Art Deco because, first of all, the style. It's the angular base, it's the marble, it's the overall design of it, but also this is Bakelite, and Bakelite was the earliest form of plastic, so we know it predates the 1940s, and also it does have a signature on it, so it says H. Moreau, who I believe is a French sculptor.
That's right. Lots of French sculptors of that name.
It's got £78 on the ticket price, which is not too bad, but I'd quite like to get a bit of a discount if I can. But I think he's really, really sweet, and I think he might be coming to auction with me.
I'll make that one each so far.
I have a real soft spot for glassware, and especially when the glass is 200 years old, maybe more. This is a pair of beautiful little cordial glasses that date to around, I would say, 1780 to around 1810. And they're on these lovely little sort of almost bobbin stems, and there's some deep cut engraving on the bowl that's been inlaid with gold leaf. And I think they're absolutely beautiful and in amazing condition as well. To find a pair of glasses that have survived for nearly 250 years in this condition is just, in my mind, wonderful.
Ticket price, £34.
These wouldn't be English glasses. These will be continental, possibly Bohemian, Germany, something like that. And originally they probably would have been a set of 6, maybe even 8 or 12 glasses. Now we're down to a pair, but that is wonderful that you've still got a pair and not just one. One of the things I love about early glass is you can see all the wonderful imperfections of something that's been handmade. And you can see down here a little air bubble in the foot rim. And even at £34, I think they're a goer in an auction, so I'm pretty happy with those.
He's sounding very contented with his shopping today. Hey, you, sit. And while those two are safely tucked away, let's see how Hetty's faring.
I can't even explain to you how much I love jewellery. I need to have a look. There are so many nice pairs of earrings in here, but the ones that I'm most drawn to are these, and that's because they're set with moonstones. And moonstones started to become popular during the Edwardian period. These are a lot later than that. There's not a huge amount of age to these. I don't think they're set in silver. Moonstones are so popular at the moment at auction. They're getting really, really good prices. And these are a beautiful pair of earrings. I don't have my ears pierced, so I can't actually wear them, unfortunately, but they're absolutely stunning.
Also known as sodium, potassium, aluminium silicate.
They're apparently meant to bring good luck, so perhaps if I buy them, I might have some good luck at the auction. They've only got £25 on them, and I think for a pair of moonstone drop earrings, that is really not a bad price.
She already has her Art Deco mouse, or rat, remember?
Tim?
Oh, hello, you. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm getting on really well.
Are you?
Found some nice things. They're all up here, where they
I
are.
found something already as well. So
Have you?
Yeah.
I'm worried now.
I wouldn't be worried. So where were the good things you said?
I can't tell you, sorry.
I'm coming.
No.
Probably off to get his ears pierced.
I can't help but be drawn to anything animal related. And this little guy is a Vesta case. So this would have been used during the Victorian period to store matches in. And as you can see here, we've got a little match striker on the base, so you light your match. And it's just a really sweet little collectible thing. There is a market for novelty collectible Vesta cases. It's got enamelled eyes. It's quite well made, actually.
From brass.
And I would like to buy it, but it has £35 on the ticket price. So I'd need to get it down quite a bit.
Okie dokie. Grab your moonstones then.
Hello, Michelle.
Oh, hello.
Look at those. Are they not absolutely gorgeous? Well, these are priced at £25. What's the absolute best you could do for me on those?
Is 20 okay?
Yeah, OK.
Yeah.
You've also got an Art Deco model of a mouse on the marble plinth, which I really like. I think you have £78 on that.
55?
Could you do 50? Possibly. I will definitely have it for 50 if you can.
Okay.
And the last item is a little pig Vesta case. It's got 35 on the ticket, but I'm just wondering whether you can do a bit of a discount on that one or...
25.
OK.
Yeah.
OK, brilliant. I will have all three.
Making 95 in total.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Very much.
And leaving 105 for her next shop. Which means we now have just the one expert on the premises. He's already got his cordial glasses and teapot and sugar bowl in reserve, of course. Something else for Sir?
It can be quite overwhelming when you're looking around an antique shop when a cabinet is stuffed full of things, and all quite interesting things as well. But you just have to concentrate, and sometimes something jumps out. And I can actually see something down there that looks quite interesting. On the face of it, it just looks like a normal silver-mounted clothes brush, and it would have been part of a dressing table set. And on the edge here, we can see the silver was assayed in Birmingham, and the date letter is from the 1930s. And the maker's mark as well, Aitken Brothers Limited, who were a quite well-known manufacturer of silver at that time.
Ticket price, £28.
But the beauty of this one, and what I spotted in the cabinet, was the top. It's beautiful enamel, and in the middle, we've got this jadeite panel set into the top. And if you think back to the 1930s, there was a famous range of jewellery called Tutti Frutti, and it was lots of different colours. And the decoration on this is sort of emulating that Art Deco. I think out of all of the pieces of the dressing table set to find, I think the brush is probably the most useful today. You can use it as it was back then, a clothes brush, get your fluff off your arms and your back. It's quite a useful little thing. £28 as well. I wonder if that's something to have a go at and take to auction.
Michelle!
Michelle.
Oh, hello.
I found a few more things. So we've got the teapot and sugar bowl that I found earlier, and then I found this nice pair of glasses and the brush. What do you think you could do if I buy the whole lot?
The glasses can be 25.
OK.
The brush could be 20. This 55. So glasses.
Michelle, you're very generous.
Thank
you
you.
very much indeed.
Exactly half of his £200 pot spent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
And while he sets about leaving Lewis, we'll find out where Hetty's got to. Even closer to the Sussex coast, in Shoreham-by-Sea, at the Tar Mount Studios Vintage Emporium. Of course, as the name implies, there won't be an awful lot of actual antiques in here. Who cares?
Look at that. Tinkerbell. If you want to go to a fancy dress party as a fairy.
Clearly a woman who appreciates the magic of vintage.
No.
Especially with £105 left in her pocket.
This looks like good fun. I really want to have a go with it. I absolutely love vintage fairground games. I used to love going to the fair when I was a kid, and I think everybody loves that nostalgia.
A type of bagatelle.
This sort of thing at auction normally does quite well, but I think it might be missing a very crucial part. So I assume it would have had a spring here to fire out the marbles, but we'll have a go anyway.
Yes, let's.
2, that's not good enough. 5, I'll take that, 5 is fine. I think it's probably mid-century, it's 50s or 60s. It's hand-painted, but it's just a good, fun piece. It's got 65 on the ticket price, and it's broken. So I'm sort of thinking maybe I shouldn't buy it. So it won't be coming to auction with me, but it's a lovely thing to play with.
She's having fun. As is her new chum, on the way to his next shop. Penny, for your thoughts on Hetty?
I'm used to being the newbie on an antiques road trip, but now she's the newbie, but I still know exactly how she feels. We'll see how it goes. I've got my work cut out, though.
Tim and the motor are also en route to the seaside and the splendid resorts of Brighton and Hove. Just over 20 years since they became a city. At the Department Flea Market. Ah, here he comes. Can't wait to get inside, look. Over 30 sellers represented in here. I wonder which ones will grab our man's attention. 100 to spend, remember?
I always quite like these press-moulded jugs. This is a Victorian jug from the mid-19th century. And you can see a seam here where the jug has basically been moulded in 2 halves and put together. But often with these press-moulded jugs, they have really crisp decoration because of the way that they're made. On the bottom, we can see the maker's mark, W. Ridgway & Son & Co., and then the date, September 1840. But actually, the concept for this jug came a year earlier in 1839 because there was this amazing jousting competition, the Edlington jousting competition, and almost 100,000 people turned up for this event, and it was sort of like a romanticised medieval affair. So actually, it's quite an interesting piece of social history because if you'd gone to that jousting event, what better than to have a souvenir like this? And price-wise, we're looking at £40, which actually, for a nice Ridgway press-moulded jug like that, isn't bad.
Joust one problem, however.
On the edge here, the spout, there's a very clever patch of restoration. You can just about make it out. It's been very well colour matched here on the edge. And unfortunately, even though £40 is a very reasonable price to buy and enjoy in your home, for auction, I need to be careful. I need to keep my powder dry because I need to beat Hetty. So I think I'm going to love it and leave it, but it's been a pleasure to look at.
Oh, well, early days. What about the coast at Shoreham?
This is a pretty ring. Can I have a look at this one at the front?
Sure.
Thank you.
That's Stephen, by the way.
Thank you very much. That's smart, isn't it? Very smart signet ring. I'm a really, really big fan of signet rings. I wear one every day, all the time. And people generally have their family crest engraved on it, so I've got a dog lying down on mine. But they've been worn throughout history, mainly to actually use to seal letters. So you'd have an intaglio seal on it, and you'd use it to stamp your wax to seal letters or documents. It's 9-carat gold, so that's good. It's made in London. It's 1975, so it's bang in the middle of the 70s. The maker's mark is an F and an M in a heart, which is Fred Manshaw. I really, really like it. What is the best price on this? You've got 50 on the ticket.
Best price on that would be £40.
OK, right, I'll put that down. I will shake your hand at £40. Thank you very much.
Nicely done. 65 left. Back to Brighton and Hove, where Tim's decided to take things to another level, also known as the basement. Joe is the man to appeal to here, whenever he comes to plump for something.
Oh, this is interesting. I really quite like scratch-built models because if they're old ones, then they have quite a lot of charm and character and almost a sort of naivety to them. And this one looks like it does have some age. Don't know if it's a 19th century one, because that would be really nice. But it's a Chester Coventry, and it's a mail coach. Back then, you'd have to sit waiting for a reply to a letter for weeks while it's being horse-drawn around the country. I find that quite fascinating. There's a sort of naivety to it. It's not quite perfect, but I quite like that. It's got a charm to it, definitely. What's the price? £35. I mean, I wouldn't want to make that for £35, and it wouldn't look like that either. So I think I'm going to take it upstairs and see if maybe there's a bit of negotiation on the price.
Giddy up.
Hello, Joe.
Hey, man.
How are you doing?
Yep, good, thank you.
I have found in your basement this wonderful carriage. You've got £35 on the ticket. Is there any movement on price, do you think?
30 would be the best on that.
OK. Do you know what? I'm going to take it. I love it.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's do
Cheers,
it.
Joe. Thank you very much.
And that's his last buy for today.
Take care.
See you later. Bye now.
With £70 left in his wallet. And just enough time to enjoy a few seaside delights.
Hetty.
Hello.
Hello, how are we doing?
I'm doing well. I've got my chips.
They look tasty, yeah.
Cheesy, of course.
Oh, they're cheesy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love cheesy chips. I'm just going to go for a quick dip.
Are you?
Do you want to come?
No, I'm all right.
Oh, okay.
I'll stay here.
Oh, I'll have to save some for me. I want some more. Right.
Keeps his linen jacket on at all times, of course. Hetty doesn't seem to be regretting her decision.
How was that? Bit
That was
cold?
actually nice. No, it's fine.
Refreshing.
You should come and join me.
Do you want a chip?
Yeah, let me dig in. They're still a little bit warm. Is there any, like, tomato? You got tomato ketchup there?
No, I forgot the sauce. Sorry. I've got cheese, though.
No, the cheese makes up for it. Right, come on. Let's get going. Ow! Ah!
Maybe put your shoes on? Nighty-night. Next day, the motor is proving as popular as ever.
It's so nice, isn't it, driving a Jag through the countryside?
You know, every time you say that, you put one eyebrow on.
Can you do it? You can. Can you do it the other way around, though? Come on.
No.
Oh, really?
Oh, God. Is that a thing?
Yeah, yeah. This is such an eyebrow conversation.
Yeah.
She's thinking about it.
Oh, eyebrow. Oh.
Bingo! Yesterday was less about browsing and more about buying, with both of our experts getting off to a flying start. Hetty acquired 4 lots, including an Art Deco mouse or rat, a signet ring, a pig-shaped Vesta case, and some moonstone earrings.
Might have some good luck at the auction.
Leaving her with £65 to be going on with. While Tim bought a clothes brush, some cordial glasses, a teapot plus sugar bowl, and a scratch-built Victorian mail coach model.
I wouldn't want to make that £35. and it wouldn't look like that either.
Meaning he now has £70 in his wallet.
Are you pleased with what you bought so far then?
Oh, yes.
You look very happy.
What about you?
I bought some really, really beautiful earrings that I think might make quite a lot of money.
Pip, pip. Happy as sandboys, the pair of them. Our South Coast shopping will recommence in a little while. But first, we're back in Brighton to learn a little about at least 2 of its former residents. One of those being George, the Prince Regent, who built the incredible pavilion as his seaside retreat. Hetty's here to hear more about that outsized personality from curator Dr. Alexandra Losk.
Was this a home from home for King George then?
It was his escape place, his party palace away from the strict London court life. He first came as the very young Prince of Wales when he had just turned 21. And over the years, he built himself this pavilion by the sea. And of course, it's here that he popularized and introduced many, many new things, such as French cuisine.
George IV was almost certainly the greediest and the heaviest monarch that Britain has ever known. By middle age, his girth had reached 50 inches. And the mighty banqueting room, designed by artist Robert Jones, encapsulates the Prince Regent's insatiable appetite for luxury. Beneath an immense chandelier, the mahogany table is permanently set for one of his lavish feasts. And close by is the realm of the King of Chefs.
I can see why it's called the Great Kitchen.
Absolutely. The kitchen areas took up a quarter of the ground plan of the Royal Pavilion. So that's how important food was. And in order to create these wonderful banquets, he needed the best chefs. And he managed to entice the greatest chef of the time over from France.
Okay, and who was that?
Well, this was the fabulous Marie-Antoine Carême, who called himself Antonin Carême, and he was perhaps the first celebrity chef ever. He grew up in post-revolutionary Paris, abandoned by his parents, really poor, and he worked his way up. He developed this great skill for cooking, especially his desserts. And they weren't just desserts, they were architectural fantasies in sugar paste. So he created even a miniature version of the Royal Pavilion in the center of the banqueting table.
Carême arrived in 1816, and although he found British cuisine a little unsophisticated, he was impressed by the quality of its meat. And he was also, without doubt, exactly the right man to deliver a menu, which, on any given day, could include as many as 100 dishes.
Where it says 8 soups, that didn't mean you had to eat 8 soups, but you had the choice of 8 soups, and crucially for the kitchen staff, everybody involved, they all had to come in at the same time, and that was the greatest challenge.
It looks like some very interesting dishes on the menu.
Well, some of them are really quite mouth-watering, others not so sure. So there is a tureen of larks here. Not sure whether this one's got turtle soup on it, but turtle soup was served at George's coronation. A lot of fish, a lot of blancmange, and then no fewer than 32 desserts.
Yeah.
Also truffles in warm linen.
Of course, in the over 200 years since the days of Marie-Antoine Carême, our food has perked up quite a bit. Although there's still an awful lot we can learn from the French. So Tim's on his way to the Brighton Cookery School to receive a lesson in vanilla soufflé making from Chef Messa Ben.
So there's 2 elements in a soufflé. The first element is the crème pâtissière, a bit like a thick custard. And then the second element would be to beat the egg white with some sugar gradually, the same way you would do meringue. Are you up for that?
Yeah, it sounds easy.
Allons-y. And milk, I forgot milk, obviously.
Yes, 300 ml of milk, please. Preheat the oven to 190, then add the vanilla.
You want it about, let's say, half a spoon.
Oh, wow, okay.
You know.
Quite strong, isn't it?
Well, yes.
Bien sûr. Let that simmer while you separate 4 free-range eggs.
It's quite therapeutic, this, isn't it?
Exactly.
Before adding caster sugar to the yolks. And start beating, while also adding 50 grams of plain flour, plus 2/3 of the milk from the saucepan. Then pour back and stir gently.
Oh yeah, it's thickening up nicely now.
Perfect.
So basically that is fancy custard.
or crème pâtissière.
That's really nice.
Next stage, the whites.
So we got 4 egg white in there, room temperature. I'm going to put a little tiny lemon juice in there.
Plus 45 grams of caster sugar, a pinch of salt, and whisk.
You want to put it full speed?
Then the two elements are ready to be combined, carefully.
What we're going to do, we're going to fold these in here. You fold things before, yeah?
Have I folded things?
Yes.
No.
OK.
Clothes, sometimes.
Sorry, chef. You show the way, please. Et voila! And when it's done, it's into the ramekins.
A little bit more?
Yes.
Before popping them into the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And here's Hetty, just in time for a spot of soufflé sampling.
Hetty, I've made you a little something.
Beautiful, but does it taste nice?
Looks fluffy. No cheese, though.
That's really nice.
Do you
Really
like it?
nice, yeah.
What do you think, chef? Is it a good effort, my first attempt?
You know what? Yes. Don't give up, you know, obviously. You know, just still believe in yourself. Yeah?
Thank you.
Is it meant to be that runny in the middle?
That's no, actually.
Room for improvement. OK, soufflé break over. Those objects won't buy themselves after all. So let's set up shop just along the road in the splendid town of Stenning, where Tim, such a nice name, don't you think, has come to Stenning Antiques. Although with just £70 left in his wallet, he may be a tad frustrated. Ed is the man to do business with when something turns up.
Nice quality box. It's always nice when you're looking around an antique shop, when there's boxes to guess whether there's anything in them or not. If I take the lid off, look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. I've never seen one of these so complete. It's a whole box full of little glass bottles of Victorian beadwork kit. And beadwork was very popular in the 19th century, so that there's even original bits of horsehair that would have been threaded through the beads to make little bracelets. And look, underneath the horsehair in the middle, it's a little Victorian bead bracelet. Isn't that lovely? And charmingly, at the bottom here is a little set of wooden trays which you would be able to tip your beads into, so you could arrange them potentially in different size order and colours and things like that. So you've got the whole kit that stayed together, and these little bottles are absolutely exquisite. And every single bottle has got its original wax-covered stopper.
Probably early Victorian, maybe 1850.
I have seen beadwork sets before, but I have never seen one so complete and with all of these beautiful glass bottles. I think it's a very, very rare thing. There is unfortunately 2 bottles missing, but you can't have everything in life.
Quite. Also way out of your budget.
It's a beautifully made mahogany box, but unfortunately, it's not £34, it's £340. It's well worth that money. I think it's absolutely beautiful, but I'm gonna have to say goodbye. I really, really like that. That's made my day.
Keep looking. While elsewhere in West Sussex, Hetty's made for her next fun shopping assignment, back beside the seaside at another resort, where the Art Deco pier has been named Pier of the Year twice. Plus, the brilliant Harold Pinter was once a Worthing resident, and Oscar Wilde wrote here. Here she comes, look. Hetty will almost certainly be in the pink at this establishment, named Reginald Ballum.
I think I'm definitely going to find something in here because there's just so many visually appealing things which are very much my bag.
What did I say? Although, a bit like her chum, she's not overblessed with cash, just 65 in the Jago pockets.
I'm This is a proper interior designer's piece. This whole shop is very interior design focused. And there's an awful lot of pieces that could be turned into other things, and I think this is a great example of that.
Yes, but what was it, do you reckon?
Don't know a huge amount about farm machinery, but I am confident in saying it's probably a tractor wheel. But you could use this as anything. This could become a coffee table. You could put a lovely piece of glass over it. It could be a lamp base. There's so much possibility for it. It's a piece of sculpture in itself. I'd have it in my house. I like the colour as well. Cast iron tractor wheel, £170, which is very, very much out of my budget, but it's a lovely thing.
Having fun looking, but likewise unfulfilled. Back to Stenning, hopefully in search of something a wee bit cheaper. Ah, that looks a bit more like it.
I found one of my favourite things, coins. Oh, there's lots of interesting ones. I've picked out a tray here that's got various Roman coins, and there's some medieval ones as well. And there's a couple here that have caught my eye straight away. An Edward I penny. Not only did he become the King of England, he was also over 6 feet tall. So he was nicknamed Edward Longshanks. And he reigned from 1272 to 1307 AD. So this silver coin was hand-struck in the medieval period all that time ago. If we look at the back of the coin, we can work out exactly where it was minted as well, because there was various mints all over the country. And on the back of this one, we can see the word London. Can you just imagine the hustle and bustle and what that coin has actually seen and where it's been?
Ticket price, £25.
And then the other coin that I've picked out here is a Constantine I Roman bronze coin. And he was emperor in the early 300s AD. So we're talking about a coin that's 1,700 years old, and it's priced at £5 whole. I mean, £5 for a Roman piece of bronze that a Roman would have held. I mean, I find that extraordinary, and that's what got me into antiques and coins to start with, was the fact that you can actually own something that's nearly 2,000 years old for relatively small money. So I'm going to take these 2 coins, and I'm going to go and see if there's something that can be done on the price if I take the 2.
So, Ed, heads or tails? Sorry.
Ed, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
In your wonderful shop of big things, I've found the 2 smallest things.
Right.
I found a couple of coins. One of them's the Roman bronze coin and a medieval silver-hammered penny.
OK.
And they come to 30.
OK.
Can you just give me your best shot of that?
Oh, I can't do much. 25 for the pair?
That's lovely.
To coin a phrase, Tim seems chuffed, all done with 45 left over. Now, with a Worthing. No, not George V's last words, but a genuine inquiry.
This is really lovely. This type of wire work is called filigree, and it's the bending of the wire into a really decorative form. And this is done really well. This is all handmade. I think it's probably early 20th century. It's definitely French. I can just imagine someone coming over to the UK from France with their little bird on the perch.
Decorative only nowadays, of course.
Let me have a look at the ticket price. It's got £75 on it, which I don't think is a bad price, but I would like to go and speak about how much it could be, because I am on a budget. But I love it. I really love it.
She can't actually afford the ticket price. Over to Glenda.
Hello.
Hello.
I love that wirework birdcage.
The French one, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you can do for me in terms of price?
I can take it down a bit for you, maybe 65.
OK, can I be really cheeky and ask if you can do 50?
You're squeezing me, but I'll do 50 for you because you've been such a pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Glenda.
It's lovely to meet you.
And you too.
She's also finished, with just 15 left. Which means we're about ready for their first outing to the sale room.
You get quite competitive with the auction?
I do, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, do you? OK. I think it's going to be a close call, this one.
Shut eye first, though. Buongiorno, Banbury. The Saxon settled town noted for its market cross, which will host their first auction experience. Remember, it's all about who wins the most. Best of 5. After scouring Sussex and acquiring quite a collection, our pair have headed up to Oxfordshire at JS Fine Art, where they'll be selling in the room, on the net and on the phone, with Joe Smith, the man in charge.
All done. Away and selling. 110.
Come back. I think it's unfair. You always get the easy ride. Wait for me.
I'm travelling in style.
They're excitable as ever. Hetty kicked off her shopping by parting with £185 for her 5 auction lots. Joe's choice being...
This is a signed little sculpture, silver-plated, absolutely superb condition, lovely marbled base, probably one of my favourite lots today.
Tim, meanwhile, splashed a little less, £155 on his 5 lots.
This is a very unusual arts and crafts period teapot. Beautiful pewter example, although it is a little damaged and a little worn. Even so, I think probably an exciting lot for today.
Super. Your comfy seats await.
Here we are, at last.
I'm nervous and excited in equal measures.
I am a bit nervous as well, but we've both bought nice things, so we should be all right.
Hetty's first under the hammer with her French filigree birdcage.
Do you like it?
I do. I mean, the original use seems a bit mean, doesn't it? It's quite small.
Yeah.
But it would have a great reuse now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you could put a plant in it.
Yeah, like a terrarium.
I like that word.
15, 20.
15.
It's got bids. Is this online, is it?
Yeah.
30, anybody now?
Come on, a little tweet
really
from someone.
Tweet.
30, is it?
Oh, no.
£25 then.
It's going cheap.
That's really cheap.
Cheap.
Oh.
25, thank you all.
Hetty, I'm sorry.
For the result, all the puns.
That surprised me.
Yeah, I think your feathers are ruffled, aren't they?
Enough! Tim's turn now. His Art Deco clothes brush.
The only problem with this brush is half of it's missing, as in the rest of the set.
But if someone has the rest of the set, then they're going to buy your brush, aren't they?
Yes.
There it is, and 10, 15 is it now?
Oh, a little bit more. Can't
Yeah, it
stop
should
there.
be more than that.
10 whole pounds.
At 10, 12.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
There we go. Thank goodness
Keep
for the
it
room.
going.
14.
They're all going for it now.
16. 18. 18 pounds.
It's like an auction.
Exactly.
Pounds. Here on my right at 18. I'll take 19 if it helps.
Oh, it's only £1. You can't get much for £1 these days.
At 18 pounds. Here then to my right at 18. Are we all done? All sure and selling. 18 pounds only.
Also disappointing, although it could have been worse.
It was worth a go.
It was.
Oh.
It's a very pretty thing.
Hetty's earrings are next. Will they bring her luck?
Now, I absolutely love your moonstone earrings
Do
that are coming
you?
up. Yeah,
So do I.
do.
If I had my ears pierced, I would wear them.
If I wore earrings, I'd wear them.
Been a bit of interest online.
£20 already.
5 is it now? Yes. 5 now.
Well done.
25. 30 now. 30. At 30. 5.
Keep it going.
5. Going on. Surely more. 35. 40 surely.
I thought I could have done a bit better than that, to be honest, but...
Pounds. 40. 40. 40. At £40.
I shouldn't be getting so excited about your things.
I know.
Gonna go this time. £40. 5. 45. 45.
Keep going.
Oh, no.
45. Hammers up. 45. All done.
The profits have begun to flow. Well, for someone at least.
Puts me in a bit of a predicament.
Oh, dear.
Early days. Plus, these 18th century cordial glasses, also bought very reasonably, could cheer him up.
I think they'll do quite well, these.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to these.
I've got confidence.
Good.
Starting at 80. 90 is it now? At 80 pounds. Beautiful gilt decorated
Is it going to be in and out
glasses.
at 80?
At 80 pounds.
I don't know, but I wouldn't
I'm happy
complain.
with 80 anyway.
90 anybody anywhere. It's starting and finishing at 80 pounds. Are we all done? 80 pounds.
Now everyone's feeling much better about things.
I can relax a bit now.
Yeah. Yeah, you look a bit more chilled now.
Hetty's rodent sculpture. The auctioneer's keen.
I think out of everything, this is the big hope.
Well, I actually really like this. I think this could be your big hitter. It's very
Yes.
sweet.
And he's smiling as well.
He is. He's
He
very
is.
happy.
He's a happy little mouse.
Yeah.
Or rat.
35. 40. 45 now. 45.
Oh, it's going quickly.
Keep the rhythm, keep the rhythm.
50's on mine. 50. At 50, 60, 70 now. 70.
Well
80
done.
is it at 70?
I want it to be
Come
100.
back 80. At 70 pounds. Beautiful
Surely
figure.
80.
80 it is now at 80. All out in the room. Going at 80. Selling online. Hammers up. 80 pounds.
She's making this look easy.
That takes the biscuit.
Do you
And the cheese. Cheesy biscuit.
Crikey. Tim's Arts and Crafts pewter now.
But the only problem with the set is that it does have some damage, but I just couldn't help buying it because it's just that arts and crafts period that I love.
20 we start.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Let's
Strong
get it
start.
going. Let's get it going.
At 25, it
I
is.
would have bought them if I'd seen them.
At 25, thought it'd be a lot more, but it's going to go. 30,
oh, gosh.
Beat you to it online, it's 30.
Come on online, come back.
35, 40 now. £40.
We need room bidders.
We do.
£40, hammer is up, it's going to go. 40 and done. 40.
I actually can't believe that.
Well, you better believe it.
Yeah, well.
It just happened.
Yeah, someone's acquired those for a very nice price.
How are you feeling?
Deflated.
Oh, no.
I feel like a dented sugar bowl.
Tiny piggy time, then. Hetty's brass Vesta case.
Look at his little face. He is lovely.
15, 20 anywhere now. 20 it is now. 25.
Awesome.
25, 30 now.
Just one more will get you over the line. One more will get you over the line.
30. 35. 38 if you like. 39. 39.
Go up in pounds if we have to.
£40.
£40.
Another one. 41. 41.
41.
£41. At 41, selling and going. 41.
Really
Congratulations.
Thank you.
More Hetty rewards. 3 out of 4 so far.
I thought you were so happy you might have squealed.
You sound like you're in pain.
He is. But could the mail deliver glad tidings?
The only regret I have about this mail coach is I paid £30, which at the moment feels a bit punchy.
And we've got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, £80. 90 now.
Keep it going.
Ye of little faith.
£80 the bid.
You have no idea how relieved I am.
Selling at 80. Are we all done? It's going at 80 and done.
Wowee, well done.
Thank you, Mr. Auctioneer.
That was really good.
Oh, yes. Banbury is doing them proud.
£50 profit.
I know. That's amazing. I'm a bit worried now.
Hetty's last lot, her 70s signet ring.
I think it might be a small profit. So we'll see.
I'll hope for a big profit.
Oh, thank you.
15 only online at 15, 25, 30.
It's got to be at least £40.
At 35.
Almost there.
35. Online 40, going on 40.
We've made our money back.
At 40. At 40.
Just win
We don't stop there.
Away and going this time. £40 for the ring.
Oh, well, she has still enjoyed a very good day.
Look, you broke evenish.
Evenish is all right. We'll take evenish.
Finally, Tim's coins. He loves them. Will somebody else?
At £60 the bid.
£60. I'm so pleased.
70 now.
I'd be surprised if it goes up any more than that. I think that's peak coin price.
Are we all done?
At the top of the
Fantastic.
market.
Hammers up. £60.
Money, money, money. Has Tim won it with a late charge?
Well, what an auction. I think we've both had quite a good result.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't work it out in my head, though.
I think you definitely won.
No, come on, let's go and work it out.
The sums are done. And Hetty, after auction costs, has made a small profit. So she ends up with £204.42. While Tim, also with sale room fees deducted, made a much bigger profit, £72.96 to be precise. So he takes the spoils on auction 1, but there's still 4 more to play for. All profits go to children in need.
Is that the winner's mode of transport?
Oh, yeah. I win. You walk.
Still smiling. Next on Antiques Road Trip, surprise veg.
Check that out.
What is that?
It was a cucumber.
Big ideas.
Can you imagine you could have a bath in it if you so wished?
And a brave face.
It might help me get ahead. Sorry.